this Damodara Sanjayavaya National University. He is the former Vice-Chancellor. So, under his leadership, the university was nourished. It was started in Jnanananda guest house of Andhra University. Slowly it was developed, and Professor Satyanarayana garu has a lot of experience. He is also Constitutional Drafting Committee member of Nepal Drafting Committee, Constitutional Drafting Committee member, along with Justice J.S. Verma, the former Chief Justice of India, and Advocate Venkatramani, now the Solicitor General of Attorney General of India. So I am very happy. I invited Professor Satyanarayana garu to deliver a special lecture on the constitutional law of India, because he is a constitutional expert. And sir, all these students are the freshers, first year 5-year students as well as 3-year students. And we all know, yesterday we had the orientation program of Professor R. Venkatrao garu. So, Satyanarayana garu is the best teacher awardee, and he has a lot of laurels to his credit. University Law Department and Law College, it is very strong. Andhra University Law College has strong foundations. Particularly, it has 20 teaching faculty strength. Professor B.S. Murthy, a well-known international law jurist, and Professor Gupteshwar, Professor Lakshminath, Professor Appalnayadu garu, Professor Jagan Mohan Rao garu. So in the line, Professor Satyanarayana garu, Swami garu, R. Venkatrao garu, the other day he came. All these are from Andhra University, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar College of Law. So I invite Professor Satyanarayana garu to give special lecture. As we know, Constitution in any country is the fundamental law of the land. So we know the Indian constitutional experience and the impact of the other constitutions, constitutional history, and how various constitutional principles were evolved under the constitution. And particularly we all know constitution text as well as context. The text of the constitution may be there in the constitutional text. The contextual interpretation given by the Supreme Court, the apex court. So what the constitution in any country is, how the constitution is understood by the apex court. So what Supreme Court of India says is the constitution. So in that respect, we know various other constitutions were also taken into consideration when Indian constitution was prepared. Particularly rule of law and parliamentary democracy were taken from Britain Constitution. The constitutional supremacy, written constitutional model, and the fundamental rights were taken from American Constitution. I am fortunate enough, sir, on 11th July, I attended the 249th American Independence Day celebrations organized by American Consulate at Hyderabad. I was also invited. I attended that program where the Americans gave a lot of respect to their constitution. The reason is it is the first constitution. The constitutional supremacy established through American Constitution has been reinterpreted through the constitutional principles of Indian constitutional experience. So I am not intending to be in between you and Professor Satyanarayana garu. So we are eager to hear him as a constitutional expert on the constitutional principles and others. So thank you very much, sir, for your readily acceptance to be here to share your knowledge with our students. Thank you.
3.5 decades of teaching and research experience and has an interesting academic pursuit. Graduated in commerce from Bangalore University, he got his LLB degree from the University of Delhi and LLM degree from Osmania University. He was awarded PhD degree on the study of Union-State relations, a critical study on the Sarkaria report on the Union-State relations by Andhra University in the year 1995. He was one of the contributors to the prestigious project on the evolution of the federalism in India by Dr. Subhash C. Kashyap, former Secretary General Parliament of India. He was one of the advisors at the deliberations on making of a new constitution for Nepal at an international conference in Kathmandu, Nepal in May 2008. In the distinguished company of Justice J.S. Verma, former Chief Justice of India and learned senior Supreme Court advocate and a member of the Law Commission of India, Shri R. Venkataramani. Professor Satyanarayana is the recipient of the Best Teacher Award from the Government of Andhra Pradesh and Best Researcher Award from Andhra University in the year 2008. He was Dean, Head Principal of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar College of Law, AU Visakhapatnam, before his elevation as the first Vice-Chancellor of AP University of Law, now known as DSNLU, and served in that capacity till November 2011. He has to his credit about 50 publications in the journals of national and international repute and guided by 26 PhDs, about 80 LLM scholars and 3 LLD Geetam conferred upon him the status of the distinguished professor and also founder director of Geetam School of Law at Visakhapatnam campus. I would now like to humbly welcome Professor Vice-Chancellor sir to address the gathering. I request VC sir to kindly felicitate Professor Vice-Chancellor.
Not because I happen to be the founder. It's because the name is extremely fascinating. Damodaram Sanjeevaya, who was known for the principles, discipline, commitment as a politician. Why have we chosen this name? Above all, is a politician for excellence. So when the university was started, it was actually AP National Law University, and I had to head this. Later on, the act was amended and they will change. It had just to be identified as some name. Therefore, Damodaram Sanjeevaya National Law University. Unfortunately, many people at many fora not in a position to spell it properly. Recently, at a human rights conference, I was there and your VC was the chief guest, because I happen to be the honorary president of the Human Rights Council of Visakhapatnam, which is a very good organization. They were not in a position to spell out properly. Damodaram, Sanjay, Damodaram. So it's unfortunate. I told them I want them. They were all students, not from law, from other disciplines, all MSS students. So that is what I am trying to correct, and that because that worries me a lot. Now, getting back to, I am not here to teach you law, much less the constitution. As my friend had identified a topic, the salient features of Indian constitution. So I will be touching upon those in a very little way and for a short span. But I am so interested in talking to you today morning on the issue that you have chosen law course as a choice but not as a chance. Am I right? All of you might have chosen this course maybe with the encouragement of your parents or your own will. That your will be stronger than your parents' motivation. If you have taken up this course as a choice, not as a chance, you will excel yourself. Believe me, today is the occasion, I must tell you, that there are about 15 to 20 attorneys who came out of this institution in the United States of America today. Those attorneys keep contacting me almost every month. So they feel proud that we are from DSNLU, sir. Students of ours, we will invite them once here. They are in Canada, Australia and America. Number of attorneys. From first batch to fifth batch I know. So yes, I think you could be one in future. And you are the modernity. I am the tradition. The first day, when I addressed the first batch, underneath a tree, there were no buildings those days. Jnanananda guest house, as sir was telling. A beautiful place I had chosen. When Andhra University Vice-Chancellor happened to be my close friend, Satyanarayana told, you take the Delta building, a beautiful building with number of rooms. I said, sorry sir, I don't want your, what's called, concrete constructions. I just need a shed like. That too, in the Jnanananda guest house, Swami Jnanananda, a great scholar, philosopher, 420 years back. So we still have that guest house there, just right in front of my house. So I told him, give this place to me because you have simply discarded this place. All antisocial elements are gathering in the evening. Give me, I will set it right. I said, no, it's very difficult for you to get it clean. Don't worry, at least two of us are ready, myself and my wife, whom we are seeing for the last 15-20 years here. We will clean it and get it ready for the VC's office. Most of you do not know that. With most reluctance he gave me that area. And we turned it into a beautiful garden and wonder mansions of 3-4 rooms where we had our own office. And Jnanananda blessed us, thus we are here. That is the auspicious notion of myself. I am not a staunch believer in God, but I believe in some human being who is better than a God if he does good things. So Jnanananda Swami, a great man, noble man. So if we start a university at a place where he sat and prayed, I think nothing can stop the growth of a university. That's what is happening today. That's the reason I am seeing my good friend here doing wonderful work. Not just I just want to praise my friend in front of you. It's not my intention. Because I had seen a number of successors. After me, there are 4 to 5 full-time and part-time in charge. But now, there is academic shaping that's going on. And that is patent, not latent. You can see what is happening here. Morning, my wife said the same thing. Because when we started surveying this land, she also came and stayed with us for hours together, along with me and my registrar those days. Then she was telling, ever since Prakasa had taken charge, a lot of news I am watching. It's a wonderful building which she didn't visit. This institute. I must thank Honorable Vice-Chancellor for inviting me and my wife. My wife could not come because of other obligations, but I promised him that we will come at one day and see, because she has to see. She had seen when the whole area was rocky, muddy, and very unhygienic looking. There was no way to enter into. But we had to cross the streams and come here and sit on stones, no chairs. Anyway, that is the pleasure we are enjoying today. I don't want to give more introduction about it because after all, when I entered into my old house, all my anecdotes, my memories will recapitulate, and they keep on asking me, come on, tell this, tell that to the students. First batch was in 2009. That incident I'll tell and then get on to the subject. You are going to learn it in future. You have very revered teachers, experienced teachers, and some of them my students, so they will give you the best, because I have become old now. That's what I was telling just now. When I established the university, I used to run. Today it's very difficult to walk even. After all, it is the age perception. Nothing prevents a man who is strong by voice and whose memory is strong in the brain. These two are more important for a teacher. That physically you can be taken anywhere. So, that way, you are very fortunate in the sense that the institution is also fortunate to have you as students. When I was addressing the first batch, myself, my Chancellor, my Registrar, only 3. Faculty was not recruited by that time. That incident I will tell you. That most of you do not know, including other staff members. We had all the 60 students or so with parents. Some of them children of judicial officers. One gentleman stood up and asked, Honorable Vice-Chancellor, sir, we are happy to see Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, Registrar right in front of our children. That gentleman's name was Radhakrishnan. Now he is a retired district judge. He asked, sir, I have a doubt. You're welcome. Who is going to teach my child? That Radhakrishnan asked. Everything is okay. You have taken building, good library, everything established. But who is going to teach my child? Because he had not seen the staff there. Then I asked him, Judge Radhakrishnan Garu, he was taken aback. Sir, how do you know my name? You are one of the additional district judges at Nampalli course, am I right? He said, yes, sir. I know that man. He recollect at that very moment. Luckily I got his name. Don't worry, Radhakrishnan Garu. If you have any objection, you please tell us. If I take the first class to your child, the second lecture delivered by Chancellor, the third by my Registrar, do you have any objection? All the 3 of us are professors. We will be engaging the first 3 classes. Then the 4th class, we will make other arrangements. And he was so happy. Then you are going to teach. So that was the situation. And the first day I taught, my Registrar also took class. Both of us, Chancellor went away, both of us taught till the last class. Till the last batch, we used to take regular classes. So what else you need? First we are teachers, then only Vice-Chancellor or Registrar. It's an academic administration. So we all involve ourselves. So that was the context I just wanted to cite to you, how difficult it was to manage classrooms in a private building. So, halls like this. Anyway, you are enjoying the fruits of it. I am enjoying by looking at you. But that's what an institution needs. Right, that's all about. Brief introduction. You will know more about the institution. And just now, your Vice-Chancellor, Honorable Vice-Chancellor was telling me that what they are going to plan for the future. And it was so thrilling, so fascinating. That yes, a dream has come true today. One day we found only stones here. Today we find a lot of intellectual wealth in the form of my students. I wish you all great academic journey during your 5 years, 3 years. I am told the 3-year students also are here. Are there? 5 years. So that's all my blessings in the beginning. Let's get on to our area. I just forgot to mention that in fact I never update my CV, not necessary, because I have become too old and it's not required so much to be updated every time. I am also appointed member of Punchi Commission to make post-Sarkariya developments. So Punchi Commission has taken me as a member, Justice Punchi, to evaluate what happened after Sarkariya report. But unfortunately, the day I was appointed and taken appointment order, I got a call from Madhav Menon, N.R. Madhav Menon, a great legal luminary. He used to call me Satya. Satya, I want that you should take up some assignment. I said, sir, what other assignment I can take up? I am already professor of Andhra University. No, not that. There is an assignment with me, I want to entrust it to you. So what is it, sir? We want you to be the member of Punchi Commission. What else one expects? Sir, if you have confidence that I can do it, please. But after 2 days, I was offered the Vice-Chancellorship of this university. I know it was very hard to be the first Vice-Chancellor. First Vice-Chancellor always will have problems. So then I told him, sir, I'm sorry, I've taken the order, but the AP government has invited me to be the first Vice-Chancellor of the GO. They don't use founder words, first Vice-Chancellor only. So this was the order from the government, sir. I can't ignore my government order. Because my chief minister asked me to do this. No, you take that. This will differ and we'll see afterwards. So that's how I missed it. Otherwise I would have been in the Punchi Commission also. Anyway, history, all that history. So now coming to you come from various disciplines, sciences, humanities, and other disciplines. But the problem here is that you are all here to learn law, which you have taken by choice, not by chance. When you have taken it by choice, you have to learn whether it is by will or otherwise. So please honor your choice. It's your choice after all. You are not honoring my choice. You are honoring your choice. Now coming to, when we try to learn law, we should have something, some literary background for us. Before I start about the Constitution in brief, I will not be speaking to you for more than 30 minutes or so about the Constitution, because this is too early to pump everything into your mind and make you perplexed and confused. Oh, all this is law, very difficult, unnecessary I have chosen. Not that way. This is a book which I think, I believe that this copy is there in the library also. Learning the Law by Granville Williams. This copy, each one of you must have. This is Sweet and Maxwell's publication, available in abundance, not from here, from Delhi or Hyderabad. You get a copy of this and start learning the basics. Though the book is meant for basic learning, but including Chief Justice of India sometimes refers to this book. Because this is of high academic value, particularly in the learning of law. So therefore the title itself is Learning the Law. Please honor my word. Try to get this book before you step out of this institution at least. Right? Okay. Because I read every day at least one page from this book. And learn something new. Now coming to the Constitution. A little bit of comparison is always necessary. When I say comparison is necessary, without making reference to American Constitution, no democratic country in the world can proceed in learning its constitution. There are two sets of constitutions we learn, written and unwritten. The written constitution, our own example is the greatest manifestation. The lengthiest constitution among the democratic countries. Unwritten when you talk about England. So what is this? As just now, the Vice-Chancellor was mentioning very rightly, in a written constitution there were limitations. In unwritten constitution, no limitations. Sky is the limit. Because there is no, you can't touch the sky. It is infinitum. When it is in infinitum, yes. Unwritten constitution has limitations of infinitum. No limitations at all, but this has limitations. So you are going to learn the Indian Constitution with laid down limitations and prescribed limitations laid down in the document prescribed by the judiciary. So these two kinds of limitations you will be coming across always. Why limitations? When we have made our own constitution, why should we limit our own constitution? You have to. Because, simple thing, if you cannot limit your mind, if you cannot limit your ego, you are not there. You are just destroyed. So therefore, limitation is always necessary. That's the reason we start with limitations. How old is the Indian Constitution? Can you tell me how old is the Indian Constitution? Basic general knowledge. 75? Yeah. Why I asked this question to you is, I just want to show you and tell you how old I am. I am growing with the Constitution. Constitution was adopted and enacted just before I was born. It was 26 November 1949, because I was born on 21st December 1949. So, I am a pre-republican man. India became republic on 26th January 1950. So it's very easy for me, wherever I go, the Constitution is as old as myself, or I am as old as the Constitution. How fortunate it is. Thank you. You know, often law teachers claim, law teachers I am talking about older generations, without humor you can't teach law. Otherwise, it will blur your mind. If you start teaching law without humor, your mind will become blurred. Everything will become obliterated, erased. So, always this is essential. Humor is essential. How it comes? Spontaneous. You can't collect some jokes and come here and do it. Before I venture into it, let me tell you. We start with a quote of Abraham Lincoln, in his Gettysburg Address in 1863. When he was addressing a very big gathering, he started by quoting. Listen to me carefully. Only 2 lines I will quote. It's a big quote. 407 years ago, our fathers have brought forth on this continent a nation conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. This is not thereafter. Only once I repeat this to every batch. 407 years ago, our fathers have brought forth on this continent a nation conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Liberty and equality. You know, I was so thrilled. Not when I quoted this to the students of my first batch in 1983 when I took up teaching in one of the private law colleges in Visakhapatnam, which is called Nyaya Vidya Parishad Law College. Most of you will be knowing it. And Nagesh Rao was my student. When I started addressing the first batch, the first quote was this. And afterwards, you know, teachers will just tell you something and leave the class and prepare for the next class. Recently, when there was gathering of old students, after 40 years, the students of that college gathered, numbering about 2,000 or 3,000. I was invited as chief guest. I sat in the first row along with other dignitaries. One student, one gentleman, I would call, not student, came and touched my feet. That maybe no. And I said, please, sir, I am your student, I am the now senior judge of High Court of Andhra Pradesh. None other than M.N. Roy. Manavendra Roy, one of the greatest of the High Court judges, now is in Gujarat. I said, Roy, no, you are your lordship. You are my lordship. Please don't. I said, no, sir. I am your lordship today because of your gracious teaching. Then he went to the dais and remembering their students, he cited this quote. Can you imagine? I thought, oh, that's why you became High Court judge at a very young age. He cited this quote verbatim and said, this was what my sir told me that day in the first constitutional class, 407 years ago. Yes, I want all of you should be like that. Anyway, these are all great memories for us. We get thrilled. We get enthused. We feel as if fresh lease of life is given. I am addressing this class here as a special lecture. I think I will have a special grant of 10 more years to live. 86 definite. Let's hope. You will be attorneys somewhere. You will be great lawyers somewhere. Or judges somewhere. There are many judges from this institution. There are 50 to 60 judges. I hope that they will come and I will be there to see you all. Right? So, back to the salient features of the Constitution, otherwise my Honorable Vice-Chancellor will get annoyed. But he has chosen the topic for me. I only told him that you choose any topic, I will speak anything I like. What is it? See, choosing is yours, talking is mine. Let me see how my brain regulates me, controls me, directs me. Right. So when we talk about Constitution of India, for that matter any constitution, is the fundamental law of that government. A political institution is built upon the constitutional premise. So, when we talk about constitution, we should treat it as a fundamental document. A fundamental document which gives birth to other small documents, in the sense legislations. So constitution is mother of all laws. When you say it is mother of all laws, well, no child should be illegitimate. I'm sorry if I'm trying to confuse you with stricter words, but minimum that standard is required. We can't go beyond that. But that is the difference between engineering, medical student and law student. We will develop great oration. Upendra Bakshi, who is a world-renowned law teacher, my direct teacher in Delhi University when I was in the first year of law in the year 1973. Arun Jaitley, former minister who is now late, my junior in the campus. Gopal Subramanian was my junior in the campus. I can proudly say they were my juniors. Because we all worked together in 1975 emergency. I was the campus leader of Evening Center 2 and they were the campus leaders of Day Center. So we used to interact. During emergency, no elections. Only by your academic merit you are chosen by the Vice-Chancellor. So thus I could get an opportunity. Otherwise, they used to call me Madrasi. Professor Upendra Bakshi used to always address me, "Hey Madrasi, come here." I used to derive a lot of pleasure when he called me Madrasi. Of course, again, immediately he said, "Oh, don't mind." No, sir, I have nothing to mind. When my teacher calls me Madrasi, you are identifying me with southern part of India. I am proud of it. Anyway, so those great teachers like M.P. Jain, Parmanand Singh, you will be coming across their literature. Your teachers will be citing often. Tahir Muhammad, who is expert in family law, my direct teacher. So those days I was also thinking like you, and why have I chosen law sometimes? But after hearing to those people, well, I think a kind of passion developed. Not like you, staying in the campus in cool room. We were pedaling cycle for 13 to 14 kilometers to get into the class. And then go back. Anyway, it had its own advantage those days. Right. So I had the educational base of law course in Delhi, which matters about, simply speaking. When he used to teach us, M.P. Jain used to teach us constitution. So they used to give us some important inputs, particularly making of India's constitution. An extremely skilled draftsmen were involved. An outstanding draftsman was the chairman, Ambedkar, drafting committee chairman. He had put in all his intellectual depth, heart and soul, and prepared this document with the help of it. Always Ambedkar claimed no personal traits. He always said, "It's not my work, it is our work. It's not my work, I haven't done anything, we have done it. It's a collective work. How can one make constitution for a country like India unless others also come with me?" So he used to always say, "Yes, we have done it, not I have done it." So that used to be the Ambedkar's philosophy. If anybody happened to come to my house, I will show you. I have about 50 to 60 books of Ambedkar. Constitutional philosophy. The full one room is full of literature. So, very interesting point here is, when someone asked him, have you done on your own? No, 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 no. Who guided you? Many people guided, among them very few I can cite. The first name is B.N. Rao, Benegal Nursing Rao, advisor to the Constituent Assembly. He was advisor to the Constituent Assembly. So Benegal Nursing Rao's guidance was acknowledged by Ambedkar very profoundly. Please remember this. Great people always acknowledge. Only mean people do not acknowledge. It's mine. Nobody has helped me. I didn't take anybody's help. No, it's all false notion. So, Ambedkar in his efforts, he had prepared a beautiful draft and taken to B.N. Rao. Sir, I have done this Herculean work with a lot of stress and strain from all of my friends, members of the Constituent Assembly. But I have some doubts, please clear my doubts. B.N. Rao, great scholar. He said, Ambedkar, please ask me. You asked me to prepare flesh and blood. That is the draft. I prepared it. But where to put it? B.N. Rao said, here is the skeleton I have prepared for you. Take it. So B.N. Rao prepared this skeleton, asked Ambedkar to prepare flesh and blood and put it into the skeleton. Such a beautiful, the whole discussion I have with you. Oh, skeleton is designed with a democratic constitution. It's a people's democracy. Who designed this? B.N. Rao's notion. But bones alone cannot do anything. They cannot have motion unless there is a flesh added to the bone. Who manufactured the flesh and blood to suit that skeleton? Ambedkar and his team. Yes, okay sir, I accept that you prepared the skeleton, we have prepared the blood and flesh, we are now putting it in. Yes, we have already put, but now it is only a dead body. Bones with flesh and blood is only a body, ready for burial or cremation. Why? What else you want to know? But who is going to give life to it, sir? Please. Because this body has to get up and start functioning. We need a democratic constitution, a functional nature, not sleeping nature. We don't want immediately we are not. Let's separate. Oh, don't worry, Ambedkar. I'll tell you. Why should we worry about it? We have done our job. Now let the people give life to it. So who gave life? People gave life to it. That's the reason our preamble starts with we the people of India. It is they who want this document, let them give life. Why do you and I worry about it? Let's not worry about it. Such a beautiful discussion that if it goes into your mind, you can never send it out. So, people gave life to the Constitution. That's the reason you find American democracy is also people's democracy. Why is it people's democracy? By the people, of the people, for the people. You find all these by, for, by, of, for, three expressions. It is by the people, yes. For whom? It is for the people, yes. I mean, it is of whom? Of the people, for the people. So why I am citing this to you very casually is that a constitution is made, not born. Constitutions are not born, they are made. They are made of people's choice. Yes. That's the reason. Now many question that do you think that this constitution will survive beyond your lifetime? Ambedkar was asked. Oh, you prepared a very lengthy document, no doubt. It has come now into force, enacted and adopted. But are you sure that it is going to live longer than your lifetime? Then he said, oh yes, you are right. I am not claiming that it is the best document I have made. I am not claiming that it should live forever. But remember one thing, however good a constitution may be, if the people who work it happen to be a bad lot, it would become a bad document. To the contrary, understand that. However bad a constitution as you are thinking, that we have made only bad constitution. However bad a constitution may be, if the people like you who are supposed to work it happen to be a good lot, it will become a good document. It's for you. Like barber's knife. If you are scared of barber's knife, very short time, you will never enter into the saloon. He may cut your throat. He may chop your hair. You may do any over there, come out like a hero. Beautiful haircut. This you find, you got to mention that I was in the Indian Air Force for 15 years, from 1968 to 83, till I took up teaching. 15 glorious years with one war experience of 1971 war. 1 week I was in the war field, supervising supplies, logistics branch. So why I am mentioning all this is, he had only one kind of hairstyle, no other kind of constitution. Just 7 articles, 10 pages. It is smaller than bank passbook. These days bank passbooks are so big. I can just put in my more than 250-year-old. Has not died, not going to die. Okay, it all matters as to what makes you to draft this document. That's what I told the Nepalese team. 60-member team was sent to me, 60-member to Lordship, J.S. Verma, and some members to our Venkatesh, Venkatramani, who is now the Attorney General of India, for interaction. So when we started interacting, same aspects should be told to them. You can't avoid making lengthy constitution, mind it. Don't take American example. American example, for certain purposes you take, but don't take for everything, for the size of the constitution. Well, in India, we have 395 articles, 96 happen to be 3 pages. So, other than ABCD by amendments, hundreds of more than 400. Somebody says, how many are there? You can't say, today they will be amending again. How can I say how many are there? 396 is okay. Now, why I am mentioning this to you is, we told the same thing to the Constituent Assembly members of Nepal, that you try to draft a constitution to suit your needs. The next question was, one member asked me, very, very intelligent members, sir, how many election commissions we can have? Oh, how many you wish to have, I asked. He said, 6 election commissioners we want, sir, because we have 6 regions. Nepal those days was 6 regions. Each region want to send an election commissioner. He said, why so many? When India had only one election commissioner like Shastri Garu, like Lindo, like Session, they were military rulers. Never there was rigging, never there was booth capturing, Never there was electoral fraud. Only one election commission. But when it was made multi-member by adding 2 more members, all problems started. This is our experience. So why do you want 6? Have 1. Anyway, they could not arrive at consensus at that time. It's very difficult, because newly independent. Then I told them, you have struggled for 300 years to throw out the monarchy and get into democracy. And if you don't work properly, you may take 600 years to establish democracy. Sustaining democracy is more difficult than sustaining dictatorship and kingship. In dictatorship, only one dictator. In kingship, there is one king. In democracy, everybody is a king. Everybody is king because freedom makes the king. So please remember, you should have an election commission to conduct elections fair and free. I will always use these 2 expressions. Free and fair elections. Now how can you ensure it? Only when you have the top leader who can ensure it. Right. So these are some of the interactions we have. Is it necessary that we should have a written constitution? Yes, it depends on your notion. Because in America, so therefore, I used to cite to the students that ours is Union of States. America is a United States. United States of America, not Union of States of America. Why? 13 states got united with their own interests to sustain. They formed a union. Later on it became 50 states, that's a different issue. We were not independent states becoming. More than 600, including local rulers, got together, formed a union. So it's a union of India. So union is disintegrated into units for more efficient political and administrative aspects. It's for convenient ruling, convenience of administration. You have divided. That used to be the argument. But there it's not like that. 13 states got united in America with an understanding. They got confederation, loose federation. Some states said that why do you want to take us all together and how long you can keep us together? Then there was an understanding, don't worry. Now all the 13 together. Tomorrow if you don't like, any one of you don't like, you can get out. That was the luring aspect, No, like a child is shown chocolate. Immediately, or ice cream will be attracted. If you give him hot bhaji or anything, he won't. Chocolate, ice cream attracts. Like that, then the draftsman incited them. Oh, but don't worry. You don't want to stay. Tomorrow morning you decided, quit. Then 12 will remain. So like that, choice was given. But leave alone leaving. 13 have become 50 states. Because there was a kind of insecurity. If from this union, if we get separated, if we will go away, what will be our security? That's the reason we are out. That's how American Union was established, came to be. And it's with a small constitution with a few articles. But why can't we have same kind of approach here? We can't have. Our constitution has different features because we are always in all fields multilingual, multicultural, multi-religious. Now these days multi-regional, multi-caste. All dirty notions come into mind because ours is a diversified culture. When that is so, you can't compare with American Union. So American Constitution. So we need a bulky constitution. We need to protect liberty, equality, religious freedom, regional autonomy. Therefore, American federal system is different from Indian federal system. My dear young students, please remember that you become strong in your legal approach only when you start updating yourself. Remember, not only that, often I differ with my students on the cyber technology or the so-called computerized literature, whatever it is. A hard copy is hard copy. Always focus on reading literature from a hard copy, not from your mobile phone, not from your computer. They are for different purposes, but not for this. So please, that's the reason. The very first effort of mine was to establish a library with at least 50 lakhs. From the initial grant, I invested more than 50 lakhs in our library. When people started questioning me, when other judges and others used to come and visit, they used to ask me, Master, why do you spend so much? That's the reason you have come here to read. They used to come and say, oh, this report, that report. Where do you get these reports? Otherwise, you will ask me my computer, because those days computers were not so popular. So therefore, one should remember that library is the backbone of any social science discipline, and law is no exception. So therefore, the more you depend on library, the more you depend on latest literature, and you become an outstanding lawyer. Because these days I always have one quote to mention everywhere. Every legal discipline imparting institution like ours should bear in mind three things. One, to turn out socially relevant lawyers who understand the Constitution and help the society. Second, right-thinking judges. Yes. These days, judges do not come only from lawyers, direct judges. So that's the reason the notion changed. Socially relevant lawyers, good. That should be our aim. Second is, all those who want to be judges, judicial officers, they should be right thinking. That right thinking attitude is taught here itself, not outside the premises. So right thinking judges, and then compassionate bureaucrats. So we will be turning out number of bureaucrats. Who knows how many of you become IAS, IPS, IFS, and so on. I'll give you an example. When I was in the UPSC board, consecutively for 6 to 7 years, in 2013, when I was interviewing in one of the boards, there were 5 boards. My chairman asked me, Sir, Professor Sir, they are all from science discipline, maths discipline, engineering, other 4 members. The chairman asked me, the candidate now who is going to enter into is a very tough candidate. Oh, how tough, sir? Then why are you addressing me? Tell other members also. No. Other members, including me, cannot deal. You can only deal with that candidate. I said, how is it possible? She adopted law for civil services. Very rarely they opt law. That was none other than Ananya Agarwal from Jodhpur National Law University. So, you interview her because we are not competent to do it. They admitted. Okay. Let me see. She came. All youngsters, please listen to me. She said, good morning, Ananya, please sit down. You are already IRS. She was already Indian Revenue Service, 4th grade. Last year you got IRS, you are now a commissioner. What else you want? I want to better myself, sir. What? How to what? You want to go for IAS? Or are you opting for IPS? Or else, what else? No, sir, not IAS, IPS, IFS I am aiming for. Indian Foreign Service. So why? You are very meritorious, you got 2nd rank in the written examination. If you are given IAS, what's wrong? No, sir. IPS? No, sir. Only IFS. If not given, I'll go in. See the strict thought that she had in mind with an amount of stint of patriotism. I asked her, why are you so particular to become IFS? You know what she said? Very frankly she said, sir, being an IFS officer, as an ambassador or an envoy, I want to take my country to the whole world and tell them that this is India. That can be done only by the IFS. And she is now doing that. She is Ananya Agarwal. A few months ago I saw her in a conference. I said, very good. Thank you very much for your determination. All the entire board congratulated her. She got IFS. Now she is doing. Why I am mentioning this is that the kind of determination that she had, the kind of certain motions she had, one must have. Whatever, that's what I said. This institution should aim to produce compassionate bureaucrats. A bureaucrat should be compassionate because by defining democracy, Indian democracy, Nani Palkiwala said, liberty lives in the hearts of public men. They should nurture them, they should protect them. If the liberty dies in their hearts, nobody can retrieve. So, because we are going to put liberty in the hearts of public men. Public men means public servants. So I used to ask every candidate, do you call yourself as public servant or public as members of the public as your servants? No, sir. I will be a public servant. So that is still selection is over. Once he gets into it, get trained and given posting, all members of the public will be standing in front of him. And that should never happen. You are always a public servant. So that's the reason I said, a public servant must have compassion, kind heart. Then only he can protect the constitution, he can protect the laws, eventually he can protect every citizen who comes across. So therefore, the DSNLU's aim is, as I fostered, to produce outstanding lawyers, as I say, socially relevant lawyers, right-thinking judges and compassionate bureaucrats. That can only sustain our constitutional spirit. Because ours is a constitutional democracy, not political democracy. But this difference you will come to know later because you are too young to digest this. You will be cursing me. So constitutional democracy and people's democracy. India is the best example of constitutional democracy. America is the best example of constitutional democracy. Other countries I don't want to name are the best examples of people's democracies who often fail. You see, Bangladesh failed, Pakistan failed. Many countries whom we have seen during our lifetime. Why they failed? They failed to fulfill all these conditions. So having a constitution will not suffice. A constitution will survive only when its spirit is kept up. That is done only depending on the nation's requirements. So our requirements are different from the requirements of Bangladesh or Pakistan, because 71 when I am saying Bangladesh war, we have seen how pathetic they were, and today they are waging war against us, unfortunately. So this is how you can't say. Then another, lastly I would say, why Indian Constitution is amended so many times in such a hasty manner? Was these 100 amendments, more than 100 amendments required? When American Constitution did not undergo so many amendments over 250 years? Why in less than 70 years, 75 years, so many amendments? No, you can't again make a comparison. We amend the document to suit our needs. Their needs were different, our needs are different. That's the reason I'll stop here by citing Justice Sakaria. Justice Sakaria was appointed as one man, of course members, there are 3 or 4 members, but he did solely by himself to make a study and give a review of what happened from 50 till that day. Then 83 it was appointed. It took nearly 5 years. That fascinated me to do my PhD work. So my doctoral work is on Sakaria. My findings on Sakaria. There is a Sakaria report also in your library. I got it from Sakaria. Why I am mentioning this is, in his opening words he said, Justice Sakaria, no constitution is a static body, static document. It's an organic component. He said, the constitution is not a static instrument like this window or any blackboard or like any screen which neither expands nor contracts. So Indian Constitution is a flexible document. It's an organic, growing institution, not a static body. So it's an organic, growing institution. When it's an organic, growing institution, it has to be amended. If it is not amendable, it becomes inorganic. It becomes a stone of, mass of stone. We don't want Constitution of India should be like mass of stone. It should grow from plant to tree, give us flowers and fruits, which we are enjoying today. No matter what anybody says, Indian Constitution is the best because it has established the best democracy, because democracy in India is surviving against all odds, many pressures, no matter who opposes it, no matter who obstructs it, no matter who distracts it, but the Constitution survives. So that's the reason Ambedkar claimed a number of times that Indian Constitution is an eternal document. It will live forever. As long as humanity lives, it will live. So therefore, these are some of the interesting notions expressed by craftsmen of those days. In fact, we have put our heart and soul into Nepalese Constitution, these expressions. Because I was chosen from India, from academics, His Lordships, Justice Verma was chosen from judiciary, and Venkatramani was chosen from advocacy. So we all three performed 3 different functions in writing down their salient features and told them that these are our salient features, please you also live up to them and make a constitution that lives beyond humankind. It lives beyond the makers. That's what I was saying. Ambedkar's question, how long it will live? It will live, I don't know how long, but it will live as long as you wish, as long as people wish. So, as long as you wish, this institution will flourish. And you are the torchbearer. You are the young blood. We are at the cinema hall exit gate. You are at the entrance gate. You got into it. Enjoy the education. Do your best. Bring laurels to the institution. And I'm sure that anyone who does anything good, it touches my heart. Because I have founded it. Right? I have founded it. You are there. Thank you very much for patient hearing. If you want to learn, I will with you. Thank you. Please. Who is the Prof librarian?
So he is currently not here, sir. He is at library.
You please try to do that.
Yes.
This is American Constitution in the older literature. It's my personal, and this is a student from the United States of America got me this, and this is Gettysburg Address. So these are available,
Okay.
right?
Right.
So these were sent recently by an American attorney to me, feeling proud of herself to be the student of DSNLU. Thank you. Yesterday I can show you.
Thank you, sir, for having this wonderful lecture, and all of you, wherever you are reading Constitution or legal or constitutional history or legal methods, you have to refer this lecture, today's lecture. So with these words, sir, I express my gratitude to VC sir and to you, VC sir, for inviting you and you for delivering such a wonderful, insightful lecture. I also acknowledge and thank my dear faculty members, my students who are here. I also appreciate and thank the academic office, the VC office, registrar's office and IT department for their support. Thank you very much.